Hi everyone, it's Barbara Hayward here again. Hope you're having a really lovely day. Today, the topic is going to be being perfect and versus being imperfect. Interesting topic, I hope you understand. And we're coming from a spiritual basis of as well. Okay, before we start that, as you know, there's some housekeeping that I would like you to be aware of. If you haven't already, could you please subscribe, and can you please like as many likes as we can get? Our algorithms become more visual to the public, and let's get this out there as far as we can. The world needs spiritual advice and spiritual information or spiritual knowledge. The second thing that, and it's free, by the way. The second thing I need to tell you is that these videos are not perfect. They are homegrown and they're very urban or down to earth, as I am. And I have no script. I do tend to be a bit wordy, and I'm not going to apologize for that. And thirdly, I need to let you be aware of the disclaimer that this is for entertainment purposes only. This is information that I have learned over the past 40 years of conscious living and spiritual awareness, and there was 30 years before I become consciously aware. So that makes me early 70s. And it is my journey, my knowledge, my people, and I call my guides, if you like, my people. And if there's any learnings in there for you, please take them on board. They have worked for me over the decades. So today I'm going to talk about an area that I'm personally very interested in, because it caught me up for decades, as I'm sure it has with you as well. Society expects us to be perfect, and or has an expectation of us being perfect. And I hear that so much from everybody, and I've said it myself. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. You know, I'm human. I'm not perfect. But in this world that we live in, we live in duality, and we live in its opposites. So the opposite of perfect is imperfect. Imperfection, imperfect. And we know that if we're not perfect, and we're not, then we must be imperfect. And that in itself lends to low self-esteem. It lends to confidence problems, because I'm not perfect. I'm not good enough. Because if you're looking at not being perfect, it means in your mind that you're not good enough. Now, the very word perfect, if you want to say it with me, perfect, it's such a hard word. It's a harsh word, perfect. It really takes a lot of force to bring the word out. And in that in itself is hard. Now, if you have a look at Mother Nature, in her imperfections, she is perfect in her imperfections. But we're not Mother Nature. We are us. We're human beings. We're part of the Mother Nature, but we are separate. So I did a lot of research in my own meditation or contemplation about this to see if there is a solution. I'm an Aries. I'm an 8-day born. I'm a 30/3. I was born in 1953. So, 8th of April, 1953. So there's lots of 4s and lots of 8s going on in there, and there's a 30/3 for those who want to do numerology. And so trying to aim for perfect it creates its own pressure on us. We don't mind that people around us are not perfect. perfectly. That's okay, but we have to be, because we relate being perfect, not being perfect, being imperfect, as to not being worthy. And so in my years of, and I think this was a process of maybe 7 or 8 years I worked on this one. So when I say I have this process, through the videos, some of them have taken me 20 years to come to the solution that I'm at. And I'm always open to negotiation of better answers and better solutions. So I looked at it. What can we be if we're never going to be made perfect? We weren't designed to be perfect. I've got broad feet. One of my sons has got very long, narrow feet. We're not all made the same. And so what is it that I could discover about these words? And the words themselves are incredibly powerful. If you, it's a really perfect, it's such a controlling word. It's a word that we will never attain to. We aim for, work towards, our whole life. And that in itself has control over us. But it's also a very powerful connotation of never getting there. So the thing that I found, or the word that I like to replace the word excellent with, perfection or perfect with, is the word excellence. Now, if you have a look at excellence, excellent, the word excellence in itself allows for change. It allows us to grow and become more excellent, or have degrees of excellence, because in the word excellence, we can envisage degrees. I'll look at my personal life, so I can give you an example. As a mother, I would probably have a 1 out of 10, I would have possibly a 7. 6.5, 7, depending on who you're talking to. Might even be 5 or 4. You talk to the boys. As a wife, I've probably got an excellence level. I'm excellent at being a wife. Probably it would be, I don't know, 7 out of 10. As a housekeeper, I would say it's about a 3 out of 10. And so as a cook, I would say that I'm about an 8.5. As a friend, I would put it down to probably a 7.5. I do my best. Because my history has come in the way it has, I've had a lot of trauma in my past, and I'm recently discovering that when you have trauma, it does cloud how we love and our trust in people and all that sort of thing. So having taken that in mind, I'm never going to be perfect at being a mum. I'm never going to be perfect as being a wife or a friend. So when I bring in the word excellence, and I don't have a problem at being a 3 in housework. It has never interested me, and I can't imagine it ever will. And so that's not something that I would like to work on. As a mother, I've been working on that the whole time. And so where initially I may have been like a 4 out of 10 because I had no idea what I was doing. And then over a period of time when I was on my own, probably as a mother, I slipped right back. And now that I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother, I look at my boys, and I have improved as being a mother to them quite significantly. So if I'm looking at the past, let's say 15 years as a mother, I would put myself up to be about an 8. And so I've been able to work on that because I've taken the word perfect away, and knowing that I can never attain perfection, I'll always be imperfect. So when I've used the word excellence on any of the categories of my life, I can see that I've got the availability to make changes and to increase and to get better at. You know, as I said before, you know, housekeeping, things like that. I have absolutely no interest whatsoever. I can't understand why you would want to dust and then have to dust next week. You know, that sort of thing. That's the probably the narcissistic side of me that thinks that everything should be new all the time, and have new experiences while I have the old ones. That's just a by the by. So when you look at your own life, if you could take those words perfect, imperfect out of them and have degrees of excellence, give yourself an honest allocation, if you like, and that allows you to see, if you want to improve and get better at something, or you're quite happy with the way the things are. This will just take a lot of pressure, and it allows you the freedom of change. Change is really important, and we need to feel safe in the change. And that. So this is not a long video. It's only a short one. I just wanted to share this little bit of knowledge, information that I was given, I don't know, 25 years ago, possibly, and see if you can incorporate it in your life. First off, try the word perfect. It's such a hard word. Know that you're never going to be perfect, so you must be imperfect, because it's only an opposite. It doesn't have any degrees of anything. You are either this or that, one or the other. And if you want to take and get out of that treadmill of beating yourself up all the time, use the word excellence. And in that word, then find the way to improve in the areas that you want to, commend yourself when you do, and hopefully that will help make your life a little bit easier, and so you can just chill out a bit more on who you are and how you operate and things like that. So that's one of my shorter videos. So until next time, be excellent at all that you do, and when you want to be more excellent, just become more excellent. So from the old girl to you, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.